So why does body count matter?
Oh yeah, we going there.
Quick message, let's get it in. So ladies and gentlemen, I know you watching. You have probably heard a bunch of times men talking about body count. And if you don't know what that means, that basically means how many people you've had relations with, how many people you've slept with. And you've often heard that for men, we care how big that number is for you ladies. You don't like it. And you often have given reasons as to why that are very surface level, that are very weird and making us seem like we're villains. But I'm here to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is the Rosetta Stone. So if you want to explain to your girl what it actually means to you, slide this video to her and I will explain it. So we're going in right now. But the point is, ladies, is that it's not just some surface thing. There's a lot more depth to what it is that we think. But your man might not be able to explain this so well because we do things automatically. We have these thoughts and feelings that we don't even know. It's just happening in the background automatically. But that's not his fault. He's a man. It's just how we're built. But to answer the question as to what it means for us, it's simple. Body count matters because we're judging your ability to make decisions.
Like, what does that mean? Like, you're judging our ability to, make decisions? That sounds stupid.
All right, ladies, I know you might be confused, but let me just break it down. One of your most prized possessions is your vault. So we think about who you have let be all up in your vault, who you've given keys to, who you've given access to, who they are and why they had access, how long they had access, basically your history of who you just giving keys to the most intimate parts of who you are, and something that could affect your entire life and all kinds of things could be messed up if you do it wrong. So your record, if you will, of who you've let in and how many you've let in matter.
Okay, yeah, you can say who, that might be important, but you're talking about numbers. We're talking counting. This is stupid.
Because ladies, we know once you start getting into double digits on numbers, that doesn't make sense to us. Because let's say your number is 13 and you're 27 years old. That means if you started hitting it when you were 17, you've been hitting it for about 10 years. Automatically, when we hear the number 13, we're thinking there's no way in 10 years that you found 13 good men. So yeah, we are talking about who. We are judging the quality of the dudes that you let all up in there. Because we know statistically it doesn't make sense that you could have found 13 good men. Because number one, y'all constantly talk about how horrible men are. And number two, if you found a good man, why didn't you stay with him? 13 dudes in 10 years is more than one guy a year, let alone if your number's higher. I mean, logically, let's say your number's higher. Let's say it's 20, right? Some of y'all are like, 20's not that much. And dudes are like, what? Pulling their hair out. Let's say it's 20. 20 dudes in 10 years, that means 2 dudes a year. You've been hitting it with 2 dudes a year and they're all good men? Really? Because if they were, why didn't you stay with them? If you found a good man on the first try, you would have stayed with him. Why didn't you get married? Why didn't you stick it out? And then on number 2, if he was a good man, why didn't you stay with him? Why didn't you get married? Why didn't you stick it out? You see where I'm going with this, ladies. We start to think if it was actually 20 or even 13 good men, you would have caught one of them to be with, to stay with, to get married, and your number wouldn't be as high as 13. And number 3, you tell us not just that men are terrible, and it's not just the math of statistically you finding good men, that many of them, just doesn't really make sense. It's also when you tell us about your specific exes.
I mean, he was a narcissist. That other guy was just insecure. But that last one, he was just an ass.
So yeah, you told us yourself with your own words that your exes are not that great. You allowed the narcissist in your life. You allowed the dude who's overly insecure in your life. You allowed the one who took your money or who put hands on you. You allowed these cats in your life having access to your most intimate part. The thing about you that could jeopardize your entire life if you get pregnant too early, or I don't know, you could have all kinds of diseases, things that last for the rest of your life. You allowed them to get all up in there. You gave them keys to the kingdom. And ladies, that's really what it's about. Because I've said this in other videos, but I'm going to repeat it in this. No man wants a stupid woman. None of us do. It does not matter the level of intelligence the man is. We know. We can't allow our lady to be stupid. We don't like it. Because we're giving you the keys to our empire. If we are going to be with you for a long period of time, that means I'm giving you keys to my kingdom that I built. I'm giving you keys to my empire. And if you and your ability to judge people is off, and it must be off, if you allowed that kind of person and this evil person and that bad person and that bad person and all these bad people all up in your vault, how are you judging these cats? Why are you letting them in? It makes zero sense to us. We are thinking very logically, very strategically. If you allowed those people all up in your stuff, what are you going to do when we hand you the keys to the empire that we built? Who are you going to allow into the house when we're not there? Who are you going to let into our bubble of information when we're not around or when we are around? What are you going to do? Who are you going to give power of attorney to? Who are you going to allow our kids to be around? Who are you going to be letting people borrow money? Who are these folks? Who are you letting into our lives? Because you now have access to the empire that we built. We're letting you in. But now we have to trust who you also let in. So yes, we are judging your ability to make decisions, your ability to navigate through the craziness of the game, through the craziness of people. And if you can't spot by the 13th time that some random dude just wants to get in and he's a narcissist, he's going to put his hands on you or whatever, we know that your ability to make decisions or lack thereof is something that we need to be watching out for. So that is a major piece of what the whole body count argument means. Yes, there's all these surface level things and, oh, he's just insecure and all these other things you've heard. But underneath it all, for us, for men across the board, I'm speaking for all men right now. Yes, all of us. Deep down on a primal level, we are judging your ability to make decisions because we're giving you keys to the kingdom. The reason why we need a woman with a brain is because we are going to leave home. We are going to go out, go to the battlefield, go to war. We're going to go, face people in business. We're going to be out there hunting, gathering, bringing resources home. And while we're gone, you are responsible for maintaining the kingdom.
But I work too. It's not just you being out there. I'm on a battlefield also.
Yeah, we get it. You can work too, but the point is, we're still connected. Whether we have a joint account or we still live in the same place or we share kids, don't act like our lives are not intertwined. So your decisions, even if you got your own money or what have you, it still affects us if you do something stupid with who you let in. Because ladies, don't forget, the job of wife is a job. It's got a resume that you need to present when you're trying to get the job. And part of your resume is your work history. Work history in this sense is who did you date before? Who did you let all up in your vault? What did you do before you got here? Your work history, relationship history, gives us a picture on what we could potentially expect or what we should look out for. So yeah, what you do in your past matters. If Walmart's not going to hire you without looking at your past jobs, what makes you think someone hiring you for the most important job in any relationship that you're going to have wouldn't look at your past? That makes zero sense. And just lastly, ladies, yes, I know it's unfair that it's a different metric for men. It is unfair, but just like I tell the men in a lot of these videos, doesn't matter if it's unfair. Life isn't fair. In this area, yes, it is unfair against you, but there's plenty of things that are unfair against men. And the main reason in this, and you already know this instinctively, is something that I said already. You're basically the bank manager. You got the keys to the vault. You are the one in that scenario who's allowing people in. It requires no skill for you to just let anybody in. It's not about the skill of getting in, it's your ability to discern who you allow to be all up in there. For us, it's a different thing. It's a different task. It's a different job. It is about our skill to be able to get in there. We're not the one allowing people in. Yes, a dude could say no. He doesn't have to hit it if he don't want to, but intercourse happens if a woman allows it to happen. It's just how the game goes. In that way, you are the chooser. You are, like I said, the one you're guarding the vault. It's your vault. You get to allow or not allow. So yeah, it's different because the scenario is different. It takes no skill for you to let somebody in. It doesn't take anything for you to get a dude. But it takes something that some of you have forgotten. It takes your ability and your requirement to vet who you allow in your vault. Don't just give anybody the keys, because the folks you let in today could mess up your wife job of tomorrow. Now that's the end of today's lesson. Now if you found value in this video, and I know you did, click the subscribe button. We're still on our road to 10K. Throw thumbs. Now if you're really good, slide this video to somebody who needs to hear this message. And gentlemen, this is especially for you. You know this is going to be something that you've been wanting to tell your girl. Show her this video. I know you love these lessons. I mean, where else you gonna go to get these gold bars of knowledge dropped on you? Psh, you know you ain't going nowhere.
Where you going? Nowhere.
So come on back and click on another one of these videos. Get some more learning in. And until next time, now, deuce deuce.